Good Monday morning, everybody. I am meteorologist Johnny Lively here to do our Monday show, sponsored by HB Neal Construction. Sliding over to radar, sponsored by Modern Concrete Materials. Not much going on right now on radar, but we expect it to get pretty active later on this afternoon as we'll get some pretty good number of showers and thunderstorms here across our region. Looking at satellite and radar, not much here in southeast Texas, southwest Louisiana, and across the whole state of Texas. Texas Panhandle is the only part that actually has some showers and thunderstorms this morning, but it is awfully quiet here locally. Now, we're going to touch on the tropics just real quick. This is sponsored by Dana Simmons Real Estate Team. We can see that we have this tropical wave that has rolled off the coast of Africa, continues to move westward. This has a 50% chance of developing in the next 5 to 7 days. As it gets closer to the Leeward Islands upcoming this Friday, this possibly could be a tropical depression, if not a tropical storm. And we'll talk more on that here in a minute. But let's look at the upper level flow that we're talking about here. We've got Hurricane Aaron just off the east coast, you can see, but look to the north on Thursday. That is a trough of low pressure. This is a weak front that's going to be moving into our region. And the biggest thing that this weak front's going to do, it's going to sink southward into our region, and this is going to give us a good number of showers and thunderstorms, 60 to 70% coverage we're expecting later on this week. Here's our current temperatures in Beaumont, 75 degrees, 80 degrees in Houston, up towards the lakes region, Jasper at 73, Newton at 77, and down towards the coast there into the low 80s. Southwest Louisiana is into the mid to upper 70s. Some areas already getting at the 80-degree mark. Construction forecast sponsored by Neutron Electrical Services. No big problems right now this morning. It's not until we get into the afternoon hours that we expect that 40% coverage to jump into our region here in southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana. So this morning, all green light. Once we get into the afternoon, you're definitely taking a gamble of what projects you're starting, because that's where we're expecting those showers and thunderstorms. There's Hurricane Aaron just east of the Bahamas, or southeast of the Bahamas. It's going to continue moving northward away from the Gulf. But as we get into Friday this week, notice we've got that high pressure ridge moving off further to the west. This allows the flow from the north to come southward into our region. That is going to bring that weak frontal boundary into our area, giving us some pretty good number of showers and thunderstorms Thursday and Friday later on this week. And here is our moisture content that we're going to take a look at, sponsored by Do Good Credit Union. Look how large Hurricane Aaron is right now. It's going to continue to get larger the next couple of days. But notice the moisture here locally in southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana. This is going to keep our rain chances alive, but there's that weak funnel boundary pushing into our region later this week, Thursday, Friday, and keeping the rain chances alive even this weekend. So this brings us to our rainfall outlook, sponsored by Modern. Next couple of days, 40 to 50% coverage. Weak frontal boundary pushes in on Thursday and Friday, giving us 60 to 70% coverage across the region. But let's talk about the future cast right now and tomorrow. We can see not much this morning, but as we get into the afternoon hours, we have the moisture, we have the heat of the day. We're going to have 40% coverage as we get into the afternoon hours. One thing that we're going to see from these storms, they start from Louisiana side and move westward. And sometimes when you have that, these storms can generate a lot of lightning, and they can have the potential for 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So definitely keep that in the back of your mind. Later on this evening and tonight, we lose the daytime heating, we lose the storms. Tomorrow morning, start getting the heat of the day. We've got the moisture. By tomorrow afternoon, another round of 30 to 40% coverage is expected across the region. And there's Tuesday afternoon at 5:30 p.m. Pretty decent coverage across the region. So today and tomorrow, we're expecting scattered showers and storms both days in the afternoons. Here's our high temperatures today, sponsored by Dana Simmons. You can see 97 degrees here in Beaumont, 97 in Houston. Up into the lakes region, they will be close to 99 degrees. Even down towards the coast, it's going to be hot into the low 90s. And all across Louisiana, it will be into the low to mid 90s as well, too. So a hot day is in store. That means the heat index is going to be anywhere from 105 to, if not to 110 degrees. Overnight lows into the lakes will be into the low 70s, down towards the coast into the low 80s to upper 70s. Here in Beaumont, 74, at Lake Charles at 77. If you're in Houston, it will be 81 degrees overnight tonight. If you've been keeping tabs on Hurricane Aaron, it has been putting on a show. Struggled the last day or so because of the eye wall replacement cycle it went through. Finally went through it, but now it is back to a Category 4 status with 130-mile-an-hour winds. Got the pressure at 945, but you can see this will kind of skirt eastward of the East Coast, but it will generate some pretty large waves along the East Coast. But this will not make direct landfall in that area. Again, Category 4 right now, expected to stay a Category 4, and then a Category 3 as we get into Wednesday. So this will be a major hurricane the next 2 to 3 days, and then start weakening as we get into Wednesday evening. And then on Friday, this will be a Category 2 as it pushes away from the United States. Notice on satellite imagery, thanks to Do Good, you can see right now, here we are currently, it's a Category 4. You can really see that stadium effect of that eye. You can see an eye once again, but notice on majority of Sunday didn't have an eye. That's because it was a Category 3 hurricane, really struggling getting that eye wall replacement cycle, and now it is finally putting on another show. Here is the next wave that we will be watching. This has rolled off the coast of Africa, continues to move westward. It's going to continue moving westward the next couple of days. By the time we get into Friday, this will be close to the Leeward Islands. This likely will be a tropical depression or tropical storm. Where it goes after that, well, it's just too early to say. We will keep tabs on it. We will keep monitoring it. Maybe it's just like Aaron. This actually finds a weakness between the high-pressure ridges, goes off to the north, away from the Gulf. We will have to keep an eye on this because maybe it continues pushing just a little bit further westward than Aaron did. Maybe it gets into the Caribbean, closer to the Gulf. One thing is this is not getting in the Gulf anytime soon. The next 7 days is awfully quiet. And again, Friday and Saturday, this gets to the Leeward Islands. So even then, we have plenty of time to keep tabs on this. And here we are on the Futurecast. You can see Hurricane Aaron getting close to the East Coast, but it's not going to make landfall. Will generate a good number of waves there, some large waves. So land erosion and rip currents can be an issue along the East Coast, but slide a little bit further south, there's that next wave that we will keep an eye on. Possibly gets pretty close to the Leeward Islands on Friday. And then Sunday, we will see, does it make the split and go north? Does it continue going westward? So plenty of time to keep an eye on it. Here's our 7-day forecast here in Southeast Texas, sponsored by HB Neal Construction. Rain is staying into the forecast, but picks up later this week, Thursday and Friday, with 70% coverage. Same thing here in Southwest Louisiana. It's just going to be rainy the next couple of days. It's not a complete washout for everybody, but rain chances are pretty healthy the next couple of days. Temperatures will be into the low 90s today, but mid to upper 90s really off and on throughout this week. Trough of low pressure, weak frontal boundary pushes in, so it brings our temperatures back to the upper 80s to low 90s Friday and Saturday. So if you're curious where I am, my office view is just a little bit different than it would be the last couple of days. I'm going to bring you over if my camera will work. Well, it won't work. Oh, face tracker's on. Let's slide you over. So I am in Pensacola, Florida, and this is a nice sunrise that we are seeing here. I'm in Pensacola, Florida, at least until Saturday. So my office view will be a little bit different. Mike might sound a little bit different, but we're doing the best that we can. But you guys have a wonderful Monday. We'll keep updating throughout the day, and I will see y'all again on Tuesday. Everybody have a good one.